Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is a very good looking, very impressive 2025 Kia EV6. The 2025 Kia EV6 comes with different trims, models, power options, starting with 167 horsepower up to 320 horsepower, which is the one that we are driving today, the GT line model. This comes to with 446 pound-feet of torque based on an 84 kilowatt hour battery pack with two electric motors that allows the GT line to come all-wheel drive. The EV6 competes in the EV compact electric SUV segment. To me, there is a mix here. It looks like a hatchback, drives like a car, but hey, it is classified as an SUV. So, in that sense, competes against cars like the Mustang Mach-E, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and the Chevrolet Equinox EV. So the Mach-E takes them all in terms of range, and the Equinox EV is pretty aggressive in their price point. But all of these are pretty competitive. Safety features for the 2025 Kia EV6, specifically to this top trim, are things like blind spot collision avoidance system rear, forward collision avoidance with pedestrian, cyclist, and junction turning detection, driver monitor system, parking collision avoidance assist, reverse, side, and front, blind view monitor, rear cross traffic collision avoidance, lane keep assist, and lane following assist. Those are pretty good. The EV6 also comes with different levels of range depending on the model and the configuration you do when buying an EV6. So it goes from 381 kilometers up to 513 kilometers, or from 237 miles up to 319 miles. Our test car, which is the GT Line Limited package, has 435 kilometers or 270 miles on total range. Charging capacity is another very important aspect when getting an EV. So the Kia EV6 has level 1 charging capacity of 120 volts in around 72 hours. Then have level 2 charging capacity of 240 volts in around 7 hours and 20 minutes. And then also has fast charging capacity, and you can get a charge up to 80% in around 20 minutes. All those are very good. Price for the Kia EV6 starts in Canada around 52,000 Canadian dollars. The top trim goes to around 61,000 Canadian dollars. This test car is around 67,000 Canadian dollars because it's the top trim with all the options. In the US, the base price starts around 42,000 US dollars, and the top trim comes around 58,000 US dollars. The interior on the 2025 Kia EV6, it is great in here. All the materials are high quality and with textures and dimension. It looks really good. It's very well designed. The materials on the doors are soft and nice. The support points are also nice. I would say the center console could be a little bit more padded, and it has this amazing texture that we have here too in the dashboard, but not necessarily the most ideal for your elbow, but it's still pretty good. The steering wheel is really nice in your hands. It's a little bit thick, small, and has a flat top and flat bottom, which makes it really sporty. It's leather wrap, and it is heated as well. We have two positions, memory positions for two different drivers, and the front windows are one touch up and down, something that I really really like. We have a 12.3 inches digital gauge cluster. It's really simple, really clear, very well designed, and I like the simplicity because this is an electric car and some electric cars goes crazy with the amount of information. To me, this makes it normal and less intimidating, and to be honest, all the information that you need for your range and your electric driving is there. Really, really nice. And then we have a 12.3 inches infotainment screen that is big and also very clear, easy to use. The graphic design is excellent. The icons are huge. So this is really, really nice. And we have a 360 camera here, and you can configure a little bit the way that you can put your icons here. This is really nice and user friendly, especially, which I like. We have air conditioning controls here, which is a screen and knobs too, so it's a combination. But there is a tricky thing. You have to press a button here to then make it the controls for the units and the car in general. So it's cool. It's a nice looking and very well developed, design here. It's functional, it's cool, it's modern, it's different because you can change this. But when you are driving, you may forget if you are in the air conditioning controls and you want to turn your volume up and the other way around. So you may be often missing or messing up these things here. So I'm not sure. I think by being the owner of the car, you will do that so many times and then you will automatically remember to press this button here to change the functions. Other than that, I think it's cool. I like this material here, as I said, and there is ambient lighting here, which is really cool and looks really nice at night. The seats, really, really comfortable, and I like the support from the sides. I love the design. There is leather wrap with dark gray and white contrast, and the design of the seat itself is really futuristic but really nice. This is one of the nicest looking seats in the market, and you can find this in several models from Kia, so that is really cool. We have ventilated and heated seats here for this top trim GT line, and we have heated steering wheel as well. The on off button is here, really ergonomic, really at your fingertips. I like that. And we have a super cool feature here, your fingerprints, or there is a finger detector here that, depending on the driver, will remember all the settings that you put in the car. So that is cool. There is a rotary shifter here. We have a wireless charger, two cup holders, a pretty decent and deep center console, and the glove box is big. We have a regular sunroof here as well. Really nice. So I fit behind myself based on my driving position. The seats are comfortable. There are air vents there. There is a armrest with two cup holders. The seat can fold 40, 60, and they can recline. They are comfortable, maybe a little bit on the lower side, but still comfortable. The trunk is an average size, I will say. This is a pretty particular shaped car. There is advantage of the SUV and the hatchback part. It's not huge, but it's still functional. So, how is to drive the 2025 Kia EV6? Really nice. I'm sorry, I think I like all the cars that I drive for the channel, but it is true. So, this is an electric car. It's an electric SUV-ish. I'm not so sure. To me, it feels a little bit more like a car than an SUV, like a tall car. It drives like a car, so it's in that segment. The shape and the design is very particular, so to me, it's not fully an SUV, but it has all the practicality and the space. So, depending on how you see it, and once you drive it, you may agree or disagree with me. So let's start with the cabin. It is really quiet in here. They have double laminated the windshield and the front windows, and you can tell it is really, really quiet. You can hear the noises that are artificial to make you feel like it's an engine noise, which I don't think that's necessary, but it is there. And you cannot, I mean, I would say even the back windows, but there is very little noise from the road or the wind or any kind. And because of course it's electric, there is very little noise coming from an engine that we don't have. So it is really good. That makes the driving experience really special. The steering I'm finding really good. It is great. I love it. It is very direct and really quick, and it's really nice to turn and toss this car around corners, like super nice. And that's one of the characteristics that make me say it drives like a car. It feels really low to the ground, and the way that it reacts doesn't carry that much weight, although it's an electric and heavy car, but it feels nimble and planted and agile. I like that. I like the driving dynamics here. So the steering is great. It is super comfortable to park and to use around, and it is very reassuring while driving. I really like it. The suspension is yet another surprise here. It is very compliant and comfortable. It soaks up all the imperfections from the road in a very efficient and good way. I like it a lot. And the car doesn't lean a lot and doesn't move a lot. There is some situations here and there. There's a lot of weight to be carried here. So it's okay. I think it's pretty well balanced for what the suspension is supposed to be doing. That adds to the quietness of the cabin, because there is the suspension doesn't allow to transfer anything to the cabin. It is really good. So the whole thing is just a different driving experience. I would say they have calibrated this car in a way that while it feels like a car, of course, that's the idea, it feels electric too, but it feels different in a good way. There are some elements here that you know that you are driving something special, and I do like that. The brakes are very regen like. They are good, and they are very responsive, and they can manage the weight of this car with no issues whatsoever. But you can feel that those brakes are working in two ways. One's to brake and the other one to do the regen part. There are paddles here behind the steering wheel to help you change the level of regeneration or regen that you want from the brakes. And the higher level or the stronger level also allows a car to be one pedal driving, and it's pretty cool. But the coolest thing is that when you lift the acceleration or the pedal, the car will come to a full stop because it's one pedal driving, but it does it in a smooth, ultra smooth way. You have to drive this car to understand what I'm trying to tell you. This is the smoothest ever braking sensation that I have ever felt. We have a 1-speed transmission here, which is typical of electric cars, and it gives you this very smooth and pulling sensation with all the power from this car. So that is also good. And then visibility, let's talk about that first. The windows are big, the windshield is massive. The back window is a little bit small, but I can see everything from the side mirror, and it's enough visibility, same that you will get in a hatchback, for example. And the pillar is massive. So you have blind spot monitoring system, and you have a pretty clear 360 camera here, so you should be fine. And this car doesn't feel so big, so it's really easy to drive. It's at the edge of being the perfect size, not too big, not too small, for me at least. Car sizes are depending on the consumer. So that's that. And then we have the power. The power is great. There's one thing that I like here that I also noticed in one of my other electric car reviews. So check the channel, go through the electric playlist, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But you know, electric cars, you can accelerate and go crazy. This go-kart roller coaster feeling and, you know, capability here. But I find here, I don't know if it's the power pedal that is calibrated that way, but it is never taking off in a crazy way, and I like that. You can modulate the acceleration and get the car. If you drive it like you drive your gas car, you will feel that you are driving a gas car here. You really have to floor it to get all that power and all that acceleration and all that craziness from an electric car, which to me it's good because you don't do that very often because the car doesn't ask you to do that. Second, it's pretty safe to drive and easy to drive to people that are, for example, starting with the experience on an electric car, so you don't get scared about the car being too much or too crazy. Of course, I have floored this car a little in some occasions to understand the power, and it's all there, so you will never be wanting more power here. And I also mentioned this in all my electric car videos. The thing that I like the most about an electric car is a safety aspect of all that power availability, because if you are in an emergency, no other car like an electric car will, you know, help you to get out of that situation. So I like that, and it's good. Other than that, this feels super nice. I like what Kia is doing with all their products in general. I like now how all the electric and gas power and hybrid and everything they have in their lineup is similar, so you can feel at home here. And I like their vision and where they are doing and how they can be improving their products and bringing more and more interesting and very good and very competitive products to the market. The EV6 should be in your list if you are in the market for a electric compact SUV. Really good looking, amazing cabin, all around, really good. It is very interesting that the electric compact SUV segment is already this competitive. But Kia has created a product with the 2025 EV6 that is perfectly capable to win.